Okay, good evening. We're going to start tonight's slow flow practice lying down on the back. We're going to do a nice warm up for the hips and hamstrings before we get moving. And we're going to begin in bound angle pose, but you're going to want to have a strap near your mat so that you can take it in a moment for our hamstring sequence. So bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall open out to the sides, and allow your arms to relax wherever is comfortable, whether that's on the ground or with your hands resting on your body. And once you get settled here, gently close your eyes. Just take a moment to let the legs find this shape. If you need to adjust your feet at all, go ahead. If you need to support the knees, if there's any tightness in the hips, you might want blocks outside of your knees. And then try and let go of any holding or effort in the legs. Letting the hips melt open. When the thighs and calves relax. And then take a brief moment to scan up and through the rest of your body, moving from the hips up the spine. Noticing how the neck and shoulders feel tonight. How the mid and lower back feel. Acknowledging any sensations that are present in your body right now. Any areas of the body in general that you need to pay attention to tonight. And then start to notice the movement of your own breath. Notice the sound and the sensation of your breath. And begin to purposefully slow down your inhalation and take more time to expand through the upper body. And let the exhalation naturally respond to that, gradually releasing the air. Find a steady rhythm to this slower, deeper breath. One that will guide your movement tonight. One that feels really present in your mind to help keep your focus and concentration as we move. When you're ready to release bound angle pose, we're going to exhale and close the knees. Take your time. And then just separate separate your feet a few inches apart so they're about hip width. Just take a moment to let the hips and legs settle. And then you can float your eyes open. We're going to come into reclined pigeon pose, crossing the right ankle to the left thigh. You can press that knee away from your face. And if you want a little more intensity, bring the legs in and reach through the gap, holding the back of your left hamstring. Rock a little bit side to side here, not only massaging your sacrum and low back, but helping to ease some release into the right hip. Last breath in, and exhale, release. Uncross the ankle and switch legs. Left ankle to the right thigh, press the left knee away from you. And then if you like, bring the legs in, reach through and hold the right hamstring, gently rocking from side to side. Feel free to turn the ankles around or curl and spread the toes. Noticing how your hips feel tonight. And on your next exhalation, let that go. Good. Grab your strap and bring the right knee into your chest. Lift up and place the strap around the ball of the foot. Lie back down and press the right foot up toward the ceiling to straighten the leg and adjust your hands on the strap so that the arms are straight as well. Good. Slide your left leg down onto the mat and really root it into the floor. So point up through the toes and press out through the heel, grounding that leg. And just start to notice how your hamstrings feel now. If there's a lot of tightness or shaking, just lower the leg a little bit. Give yourself a longer piece of strap. If it feels really easy, try to bring the leg closer and take a shorter strap. Settle into stillness in the pose, but feeling movement in the breath. Notice how you feel in your lower back. If it's completely flat into the floor, I want you to press against your sacrum and kind of tilt toward your tailbone so that there's a little bit of the natural lumbar arch. That'll deepen the hamstring stretch here. Transfer the strap in the right hand only. Keep a really tight grip, and we're going to open the right leg out to the side and let the left arm relax on the ground. Once you find your max range of motion, just hold there and really engage through your core and keep the left leg connected to the mat as well. Nice deep breath here. The next time you exhale, contract your inner thigh and lift the leg up. Change hands. The left hand will hold the strap, right arm can come down and cross that leg over for the final position, stopping at whatever point the intensity is enough for you. And then inhale, lift the leg back up. Take both hands on the strap again. We're going to do a little lift with the spine. Tuck your chin and roll your back off the ground, drawing the navel down toward the mat, trying to bring the nose and knee closer together. Even though you're contracting your abdominals, you're still breathing. Taking just a few more here. And then roll your spine down, bend the knee toward you and remove the strap, releasing the right leg to the ground. Good. It should feel a little longer or heavier than the other side. And then we'll even that out. Bring the left knee to your chest. You can already engage the right leg down on the mat. And then place the strap around the foot. Once you have that, straighten that leg up toward the ceiling and adjusting your strap so you can hold it with a nice tight grip. The arms are straight. And once you settle in here, let the body be relatively still except for the movement of the breath. And just notice the sensations on this side. If this hamstring is equal to the right side or a little tighter or looser. Feel your sacrum press against the mat so there's a little bit of the natural lumbar curvature in your spine. And then grab the strap in the left hand only. Right arm can come down to the ground as we open the left leg out to the side. Finding your max range of motion and then staying there as you ground the right side of the body. Engage the core to stabilize. On an exhalation, bring the leg back up. Change hands and cross the leg over your hips toward the right. The left arm can relax on the ground. Few deep breaths here. And then inhale, lift the leg back up. Take the strap in both hands and we're going to do our lift. Tuck the chin to the chest, draw your navel down and roll your spine up off the mat. Bring the nose closer to the knee, keeping the right leg connected to the floor. And on an exhalation, roll back down, bend the knee toward you, and remove the strap from the foot. Good, you can put that aside. Shake out the legs on the ground a little bit. Let go of some of that intensity from the thighs. Good, and then we're gonna rock on the spine. Bring your knees to your chest and tuck your chin, start to rock, building some momentum with each one. Maybe taking 3 or 4 of these. And on your final one, rocking yourself all the way upright, and we'll come into table pose. Once you're here in table, we'll take some spinal waves. Inhale to lift your tailbone, chest, and chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and the chin to round your back. And then again, inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Continue through these directions, moving with your own breath. And after your next breath out, you can then return to a neutral table pose. Keep your hips in line over the knees, walk your arms forward and press your chest down. Half down dog, lengthening through the spine, extending the shoulders and the upper back. Take at least 5 breaths here. When you're ready to come out, inhale and lift up, returning to table pose. And step the right foot forward for a lunge. Slide your left knee farther back and get nice and low in your hips here. Good, on an inhalation, rise up to balance in crescent lunge. Lifting the arms up over the shoulders. On an exhalation, put the left hand down and twist, rotating from the waist. And then reach your right arm back toward the end of your mat, thumb pointing up toward the ceiling, opening through the chest. If you like, turn that thumb down and wrap the arm around your back for a half bind. Good. Press really strongly against your left hand and try to rotate your chest up toward the ceiling. Good. If you're in the half bind, gradually release it and take the right hand to the floor again. Let's all tuck the back toes under and lift that knee off of the ground. Look toward the back of your mat and hop that foot a few inches closer to the front and then press back into the hips, folding forward for pyramid pose. Trying to straighten the front leg. See if you can get your back heel to connect to the floor. If it doesn't, you might need to hop that foot a little bit closer. Good, look toward the front of your mat, bend your front knee and step forward. Standing forward, fold over both legs. Hold on your elbows and just feel your shoulders melt down. Take a few breaths here. And place the hands at your shins. Inhale, flat back, getting nice and long. Exhale, forward bend. Twice more. Inhale to extend. And exhale to fold. Once again, inhale, nice and long. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply so your hands plant on the ground and walk to plank pose. Good. Take one deep breath in and exhale, lower to the ground. Point your toes. Inhale, roll up to cobra. Can be low or high. Exhale and roll down. Twice more. Inhale to come up. Exhale to let it go. Once again, inhale. And exhale, release. Good, push back up to your knees. And then step your left foot in between the hands. Low lunge. Slide the right knee back and settle down into your hips. On an inhalation, rise up. Crescent lunge. Lengthening up the spine, reaching through the arms. And exhale, right hand to the floor, spinal twist. Rotate up your waist, all the way to the chest. And reach the left arm back toward the end of your mat, starting with the thumb up, chest is nice and open. And then optional half bind, rotate the thumb down, bend the elbow and wrap the arm around your lower back. Good, if you're there, release the bind. We'll all take the hand to the floor again. Tuck your back toes under and lift that knee, high lunge. Good, look at the back foot and hop it a few inches closer to the front of your mat, and then press back through the hips, trying to straighten the front leg as you fold forward, pyramid pose. Let your neck release, head is heavy. Good, look forward, bend your front knee and step to the front of the mat, hanging over both legs again in your forward bend. Let the shoulders, head and neck feel heavy and take 5 deep breaths. With your last inhalation, we're going to come up to stand, open the arms, lift the chest, and rise up, reaching over the head. And exhale, release. Good, we're going to come through a few slow sun salutations. I'm going to pull my socks off here. All right, so standing in mountain pose. On inhalation, begin by reaching up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, flat back position. Exhale, walk to plank pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, push to the knees. Exhale, drop the hips back and then lift them up for downward facing dog. Adjust the feet a few inches apart. Spread your fingers and really push against your palms. Finding length here. On your next breath in, look forward. Exhale, step to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up and reach overhead. Exhale, release the arms. Second round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. One breath in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, push up. Exhale, back and lift. Finding downward facing dog. One more breath in, look forward. Exhale, feet to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. One more round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. One breath in. Exhale to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, push up. Exhale, back and lift. Down dog. Find one focal point at the back of your mat. Let your neck release. On an inhalation, look forward, and exhale, step to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, and release the arms. You're going to come into a squat. Separate your feet a little wider than hip width. Point the toes out slightly. Bend your knees and get the hips way, way down. Bring the elbows just inside the knees and palms together in front of the heart. If you need to adjust your feet, go ahead. If your heels don't touch the ground and you want them to rest on something, you can roll up a blanket and place that behind your feet. Good, so try and ground the pose into the heels. Now at first you may feel like you're tipping really far forward. Once you get used to being here, try and feel the tailbone go toward the ground, the pose going to the heels, and that way you'll be able to be more upright through your spine. Good, a few more breaths. And put your hands down, drop your head, slowly lift the hips, and we're gonna come to a forward bend. Just toe heel your feet a little closer together. Inhale, flat back position. Exhale, walk to downward facing dog. From this down dog, raise your right leg up into the air, and then roll the hip open and bend the right knee. Trying to drop your heel toward your hip. Good, and at first, let's look underneath the right armpit up toward the ceiling. Kind of feel how that drops you into your left shoulder. And then let's take that out. Try and square your shoulders, turn your chest toward the floor, and look toward the end of your mat. Good, look forward now. Slowly step the right foot all the way up in between your hands. Ground your back heel to the floor and come up to warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back. Adjust the feet if you need to. Get really low in that front leg. Next time you inhale, slowly straighten the front leg. Squeeze every muscle in the thighs, and then lean the hips back and the upper body forward. Pivot the arms for triangle pose. Taking your shin, ankle, or the floor with your right hand. Left hand reaching up toward the ceiling. If it's comfortable, look up toward your left thumb. And look down at the ground now. Bend your front knee deeply and place both hands down on either side of the foot. Lift your back heel up and then place that knee down on the ground, low lunge. Let's take both arms inside the front foot. You can move it over a little bit. Turn it out at a slight angle. I'm going to have you keep your left hand on the floor. Take your right hand to the inside of the knee or thigh and just gently help press it away from you tonight. See if that feels good. You can kind of lean back onto the left shoulder or hand a bit. Just help widen the hip. If this doesn't feel good, you can certainly do it like you normally do with the hand on the ground. Good. If you are pushing the knee away from you, let's release the hand and place it on the floor. Tuck your back toes under and lift that knee off of the ground. Good. From here, I want to come into the variation of side plank. So look at your back foot. You're going to slowly roll to the outside edge of it as you turn your hips to the right side and raise your right arm up. So you should roughly end in that variation where your top leg is stepped over the bottom leg. You may need to adjust where your right foot is. Right, so we went from that inside step lunge, kind of just opened it up into the side plank. Good, put the right hand down and just kind of return to the lunge. So lift the back foot so you're on the ball of the foot, heel is up. Bring the knee to the floor and just step the right foot out of that to table. Good, let's sit back on the heels and take child's pose. Let your shoulders and your upper back relax. Take a few breaths here. Good, sit up on your heels for a moment. So just lifting up kind of into this supported hero pose. Roll your shoulders a few times. Good, and then hang your arms in front of you. Just let your wrists go limp with your fingers hanging down toward the ground. Take your right hand to the back of the left one and just gently press the fingers toward your forearm. Just stretch the wrist. So that's the hand I was on in plank. If you happen to do the other side, then stretch your other hand. Good. All right, from here, let's return to downward facing dog. We're going to do all of that for the other side. So from down dog, we're going to start by raising the left leg up into the air and then opening that hip to the side, bending the knee for the quad stretch. And at first, let yourself dip into the right shoulder and look underneath the armpit up toward the ceiling. Just kind of see how that feels in the upper back. And then take that out. So try and turn your chest so it faces the floor and you're even through both shoulders. It may make it a little harder to open your hip. Good, look toward your hands. We're going to slowly step the left foot all the way up. Good, ground your back heel and come up to warrior two. Left arm forward, right arm back. Good, settle into the legs. Actively reach the arms apart. Beautiful. And then gradually straighten that front leg, squeeze every muscle in the thighs, rock the hips back, upper body forward, and then pivot your arms. Left arm down, right arm up. You can use your shin, ankle, or the floor, or a block if you have one nearby. Good, finding those long lines in triangle pose. If it's comfortable for your neck, look up at your right thumb. And look down at the ground. Bend your front knee and place your hands on either side of the foot. Lift your back heel up, so you're in a high lunge, and put the knee down, low lunge. Both arms inside the front foot, which you can move over to the left a little bit. Keep the right hand on the ground, and if you want to take this variation tonight, use your left hand to just help guide the left knee and thigh away from your upper body. And I'm kind of leaning back toward my right shoulder, so I have more space to straighten my left arm as I press it. Good, if you're doing that, release the hand and just place it on the floor. Lift your back knee up off of the ground again. So from here, we're going to do that transition motion to the side plank. Look at your back foot. I'm going to slowly come to the outer edge of it, drag the lunge leg a little bit back, and then raise the left arm up. Good, release the hand to the floor, lift your back heel up and just put that knee down, step out of this to table, and then sit back to child's pose again. Let your shoulders and your upper back relax. Close your eyes and just take a few breaths to release some of the intensity from the upper body. And then let's come to sit up on the heels again. Roll the shoulders a few times. Good, and then hang your arms arms out in front of you. Let the wrists go limp so your fingers point down. And take your left hand to the back of the right one and press the fingers toward your forearm to stretch the wrist. Good, and then let that go. Turn the wrists around in both directions a few times. Shake them out. Good, and let's do a little shoulder and chest opening. So still sitting here, unless your knees aren't happy, then you can switch to a cross-legged seat. Let's reach the hands behind the back and interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulders back and extend the arms, opening across the chest. You can certainly use a strap here if the hands don't connect. Nice deep breath and sitting tall. And if you can, lift the arms up away from your hips, any amount. And then exhale, release. Come forward into table pose. We're going to come into threading the needle. On an inhalation, raise your right arm and turn to that side. Exhale, sweep it under you, coming down to the shoulder and the side of your head. Push against your left hand to lean back onto the right shoulder. Feel the right shoulder spread away from your spine, creating a nice deep twist. You can stay here, or if you like, raise the left arm up, letting it fall back, or taking a half bind like we did at the start of class in that lunge twist. If you're in a half bind, gradually release it. If your arm is up, take the hand to the floor, and then we'll push against the ground. Come off the right shoulder and reach up to the right again, and then release it back to table. Other side, raise your left arm, and then sweep it underneath you, down to the shoulder and the side of the head. Good, push against your right hand and lean back. And then optional to reach the right arm up, or to wrap it around your back for the half bind. No matter where you are, keep your breath consistent. Focus on the twisting aspect of this pose, as well as the stretch across the shoulder blades. You want them both present. If you're in the half bind, gradually release it. And if your arm is up, put the hand down, push off the shoulder and reach up to the left again. And then let it go. Good. Last time in down dog, walk the hands forward a little bit and spread the fingers. Press back and up, finding as much extension in the upper back as you can. Really press the chest toward the mat, getting long through the arms. Take 5 more breaths. Good. After those 5 breaths, bring your knees down, and we're going to have a seat in the middle of the mat. Once you're sitting, bend your knees and plant your feet as wide as the mat. Take the hands behind your back to support your upper body. And we're going to switch the knees back and forth from side to side. The next time that your knees go to the right side, they'll stay down there. Come off of your left hand and twist to the back of your mat. Separate the hands a little wider apart and push the floor to help deepen your twist. You can try walking your hands a little farther away from your hips than you might normally do this, lowering the upper body a little, seeing where you can feel this twist. And then walk your hands in closer to your hips so that you're more upright in the twist, feeling your chest lift. Keep your right hand on the ground, sweep your left arm up over your shoulder, and then turn your chest up toward the ceiling, just leaning back a little bit. So a little bit of an upper back bend now. Left arm up and over. Good. Exhale the left hand back down, and then unwind your twist. Good. Pick the knees up. Drop the knees to the left. Come off your right hand and twist to the back of the mat again. Just take your time, easing into this side, pushing against the ground to deepen the rotation. And if you want tonight, you can walk your hands a little farther away from you than you might normally do this to lower your upper body slightly. It kind of changes, for me at least, I feel the twist more in the middle of the back. And then walk your hands closer to your hips so you're more upright again in the twist. So really lifting in the chest. Your left hand's gonna stay on the ground. Sweep your right arm forward and up, and then lean back a little, turning your chest up toward the ceiling. And exhale back to the twist, right hand down, and then unwind. Good, pick your knees up, bring the feet together. Hold the back of your thighs and tuck your chin as you slowly roll down, one vertebra at a time. Good, once you are on your back, just bend your knees and plant your feet on the floor. Give your back a moment to settle. If it doesn't feel settled, you can do some windshield wipers. You can hug the knees in. Good. We're going to take one bridge pose here. So plant the feet about hip width apart. Lay your arms down alongside the body and tuck your shoulder blades closer together. And when you're ready to lift up, press against your feet, hands and forearms as you lift the spine and the hips. If you're comfortable clasping the fingers together underneath you, you can do that and extend the elbows. Maybe tuck the shoulders a little closer together if you're doing that. One more breath in. And then exhale, release, separate your arms and roll down. Good, open your arms out to the side in a T position. Separate your feet as wide as the mat again and take a few more of those windshield wipers, rocking the hips. Good, and then bring the knees up and bring the knees into the upper body. Hug your arms around the legs and rock a little bit side to side, massaging your low back and sacrum. You can turn the hips or knees around in a circle a few times. A really wide circle to side joints. Good, and then you can stop that motion. We're going to separate the knees and thighs widely and take happy baby pose. Lift the feet and hold the outer feet or ankles here, or the shins if that's all you can reach. And something I've been enjoying doing with happy baby is tilting to one side, so say the right, and straightening the right leg out to the side as I bend the left heel in more. So one leg is straighter, the other leg is bent, and then bringing it in, rocking to the left, letting the left leg straighten out to the side as I still hug the right knee and bent. So if that feels good, you can experiment with that. If that doesn't feel good, if the hamstrings are a little tight, you might not like this. You can be in happy baby however you like. If you're doing that rocking and straightening one side, maybe do that once more to each side of the body. And then come back to happy baby. Let go of the feet and place them on the mat. Okay, let's slide the left leg down and let it relax on the floor. Bring the right knee in, but not too close. We're going to cross it over for a reclined twist. So gradually let it drop over the pelvis toward the floor. Let your right arm come out to counter the leg. Nice and easy here. And if you like that adjustment, slide your bottom hip over to the right side of your mat a few inches to help get a better rotation in the low back. Take about 10 deep breaths here. Nice long hold for this twist. When you're ready to release, slowly unwind. Take your time. Bend both knees and adjust your hips so they feel centered below you. And then when you're ready, slide your right leg down and let it relax. Bring your left knee in, but not too close. And then cross it over your body for your twist. Let your left arm float out to the side. Nice and easy as the leg drops down. And optional adjustment, slide your bottom hip over to the left, a couple of inches. When you're ready to release, slowly unwind. Bend both knees and adjust your hips. And just pause here with your knees bent and your feet on the mat. Give your spine and ribcage a chance to settle and release from the shape of the twist. And think about how you would be the most comfortable for corpse pose, Shavasana. If you are happy exactly as you are, then just let your legs settle down on the mat. If you want to use any props to support the body or throw on any extra layers of clothing, and gather whatever you need to be more comfortable here. once you feel comfortable and in your reclined posture, close your eyes. Take a brief moment to scan through your body from head to toe. And if you notice any lingering active energy, just take a moment to try and consciously let that melt away, feeling heavy through that part of the body. And take one final deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let your lower jaw release and feel your tongue and throat relax. And let go of the deep conscious breathing. Feel your whole body melt into the ground. And just enjoy these next few minutes of deep rest. surface and deepen your breath. And whenever you feel ready, begin to move a little bit through the fingers and the toes. Take any other stretch that would feel good to you right now before you roll over to one side of your body and eventually curl up into a fetal pose. Just take a brief moment there on your side to notice how you're feeling right now. What is the energy like in your body? And then stay with that as you feel your way upright to a comfortable seat with your eyes still closed. Once you're sitting, feel your spine lift upright. Continue to breathe deeply to bring some alert energy back to your body. And we'll end chanting Om one time. You can bring the palms together in front of the heart and take a deep breath in. Exhale and gently bow your head, acknowledging yourself for making the time and space to practice tonight and expressing gratitude to your body. And thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this class. It's great to see you all. Have a lovely evening.